Hello guys, untitleshot.photo, and I'm here today to talk about that Iceland video. If you didn't see it, actually go below, I put a link, and there is a small introduction of like 10 seconds-ish. Is the introduction. And you know what? I think we're going to try to make it a 3 to 5 minutes video to explain to you how to produce that exact same introduction efficiently, effectively, and it should be fairly quick to render. Actually, all you need is After Effects and your video. So why don't we just like stop to look at my face and move on the screen. Yeah, let's get started. First, phase number 1. So here I have my sequence, and I want to just play with the first 5 seconds of that 4K sequence. I'm going to import it into a new composition. So let's just add a new text here, and let's, I don't know, call it Iceland Ice and Fire. Going to move the text here. So the font selected here was Microsoft Chang-Hei, I believe. And what I'm going to do is just select Ice and Fire and adjust it to make it smaller. So now you got Iceland Ice and Fire. I'm placing it just next to the lighthouse. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill up this text with better texture, and it's going to be super easy. What you have to do is go to Effect. Once you're in Effect, click Fill here and drag it to Iceland Ice on Fire, and then let's select, I don't know, maybe the blue of the lighthouse, because I think it's kind of cool. Maybe I'll make it a little bit more clear, maybe a little bit more on the blue. Here we go. So now an Ice on Fire, which is pretty neat here. Increasing the scale, we have a feel, but it doesn't really look like texture. It doesn't really look like it goes with the flow. So I'm going to another effect, which is called fractal noise, and what it's going to do is create, you know, that texture effect that you can find on the lighthouse, but here it's black and white. So we're going to use a blending mode called it's not lighten, but it's called soft light, and now you can see the variation. So now I have my text, Iceland Ice on Fire. We're good for part 1. Quick, eh? Let's move to part number 2, which is adding the tracking. Okay, I'm going to go to Window, Workspace, Motion Tracking. In Workspace Motion Tracking, I'm going to go on the right side, click Track Motion, and here we want to be able to track position and scale because the drone is moving forward. So one thing is that 2 trackers are actually necessary here because we're tracking not only position but scale. We're going to match them on the lighthouse. You see 2 squares here. The smaller square is the image to match, the larger square is the area to look for. So the smaller it is, the faster the processing. But still you don't want to remain too small because it can affect the accuracy of the processing. Here we're shooting 4K, so all good. Okay, almost there. Once you finish with that, go on the top right and press the play button. Look at that, the tracking will start, and you know, within a matter of seconds or minutes you will get a fully tracked footage. I'm going to accelerate now. How does it look? It's actually pretty good. So the next step now is to assign the tracking to the text. So what I'm going to do is create a new object. I'm going to call it tracking, and I'm going to select edit target here, and I'm going to select tracking. Once you selected that, you just have to go on the right side, click apply, and you will see tracking will contain all the information of the tracker. So it's pretty effective. the only last things you need to do now is actually just to link the text to the tracker. Select that button and drop it to the tracking, and here you go. The text is being tracked. Well, I think there is a bug. Can you see it? Well, look at the text and the background. It looks like it's moving. It's basically due to the fact that fractal noise is seen as a layer and we're moving the text over the layer. So what we'll have to do is pre-compose the text by pressing Ctrl-Shift-C to a new composition. So then that is going to be automatically added to the current composition and it will fix the issue. To do it, just press Ctrl-Shift-C and basically move all the style to a new composition. Well, now it's down. Link the text again to the tracking layer you defined. And it worked and it fixed. Last part, for those who are excited about this tutorial, is just to animate the text. So you see, here you see Iceland, ice and fire. So if I go to the composition I pre-compose, here I double click on it and now I see my text. What I can do is animate it. So if you expand that menu here, you will see text and animate. So if you click on animate and you do, let's say, opacity, then you have what we call a range selector. It's going to tell you what's the beginning and the start. So let's set the opacity to 0. Here you see that nothing is being shown. If I move from start to end, it's going to appear. So what I can do now is put a timer here, click here, say I want to be at 0 at that stage, and maybe here I want to be at 100%. And now you will see that Iceland Ice on Fire is being animated. The second thing I can do as well is animate again, and let's do position. And now let's basically move back. You see, so basically what is going to happen is the text is going to appear from the left to the right, which is also pretty cool. So if I go back to the previous composition, let's see how that affects the composition. It's being shown, but you can see some artifact here. The he is in the wrong position. Let me show you. So in order to fix that, simply click on the pre-composition and select, for example, the pen tool or the rectangle tool on the top, the second menu, click on it, and then you just have to create a mask. So we're going to create a mask around Iceland. Make sure we limitate this mask up to the lighthouse. The good thing is everything in that square is going to be shown, everything outside the square is going to be hidden. So now you can see there is no artifact anymore. So it's a cool stuff and you can play with that for a long time. You can add even many other effects like skew, for example, and so on. And that's a way at the end to basically create a cool animation like this one. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry to bother you if I did, but I hope you learned something, and let me know if you have any feedback. Please free to subscribe, like, and you know, all the blah blah blah. And yeah, you know, feedback matters. As some people would say, feedback is a gift. So I see you later. I'll do more videos, I promise, and have a lovely day guys. Bye bye.